Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. Hope all you guys are having an amazing day. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you about my story and my condition and its impact on my life. So let's jump right into it. Oh boy, where do I begin? Okay. Let's bring it back all the way to elementary school. In elementary school, I was a pretty active kid. I used to play basketball almost every single day, and I had 20/20 vision. Now, I'm telling you guys this now because it's kind of important to know where I was before all this. I still played a lot of basketball in high school because it was something I enjoyed. Even when I had tests like the next day, I'd still get at least a couple hours of playing basketball. And it was just something in stress times that helped me. It was literally my happy place. This condition could have easily started in high school because in grade 10, I remember my mom asking me why my eyes weren't fully open and why they're drooping on my student card. And honestly, I couldn't give a response. All I told her was, I don't know, I'm tired. Okay, so I was just scrolling through Facebook right now, and this is a picture I found in summer of grade 9. And you can see my eyes were a lot better, but you could also see that they were also starting to droop. So my conclusion is it could have started in high school. Back to grade 10. Grade 10 was the year where I was able to get my license. And when I went for my license, you have to do the eye test. And yeah, that didn't go so well. I failed. So I had to get my eyes checked. I got my eyes checked and realized that I no longer had 20/20 vision and had to get glasses. Summer of 2016, I was 20. This is when my parents started to do some checkups on me and go to the doctors to find what the problem was. And this all began at my cousin's wedding. At the wedding, my mom's sisters were concerned about me, and they were the one that notified my mom that I was off and that my eyes are drooping. And so after that wedding, which was held in Sweden, me and my mom flew back to Canada. My dad was at home running the business, and my parents went straight to work to find the problem. A year and a half later, January of 2018, I was diagnosed with this condition called mitochondrial myopathy. So they found this condition by doing a biopsy on my leg. Yeah, this was painful. Cutting a piece of my thigh muscle. I wasn't able to walk for several days, but this was the way they diagnosed me for mitochondrial myopathy. Now, I'm not sure if this is the only way, but this is how I got diagnosed. Mitochondrial myopathy is a rare condition, and there's actually no cure to it. They're still in the process of finding one. Some of the symptoms of mitochondrial myopathy is it affects your mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of your cells, so it affects your energy, and it affects your muscles. A couple months later, I was diagnosed with Kearns-Sayre syndrome, which is part of mitochondrial diseases, and people who are affected by Kearns-Sayre syndrome are usually under the age of 20. Some of the symptoms of this condition is it affects your eyelids, making them droop, affects your vision, affects the movement of your eyes, and it affects your muscles. This condition can also cause heart blocks, loss of hearing, diabetes, and trouble with eye coordination. Kearns-Sayre syndrome is where the odds of having it is 1 in 100,000 people. The only way of stopping your muscles from degenerating and your eyes from getting worse is to take this thing called the mitovitamin cocktail. This cocktail consists of Vitalax, which is for your eyes, CoQ10 for your heart, creatine for your muscles, folic acid, alpha-lipoic acid, and vitamin E. University was quite hard because of this condition. My eye doctor couldn't prescribe me the right lenses, so when I'm in a lecture, if I'm not sitting up at the front, I actually couldn't write down or take notes on what was going on in that class. But that's not the only thing that's affected me while I was in uni. I do get tired and it'd be really hard to focus when I'm in lectures. Traveling at night was a nightmare. My night vision has decreased severely. I remember walking back from campus to the bus stop, and as I was going to the bus stop, I hit into a pole, I guess you can say. I don't know if it's a pole, but it's something like, it's like a small thing that's below your waist. It kind of looks like a pole, but it's not really a pole. And I ran into it. Yeah, I know. It's embarrassing. I couldn't really play basketball much anymore because this condition has affected my hand-eye coordination, my reaction time, and my vision. And you need all three of those to play in a game because otherwise you won't be able to catch the ball, or the ball might just hit you in the face. And I think that's happened once when I was playing. So yeah, I just stopped playing basketball. I just go and shoot around because I still love the sport. Going to the gym was something I really enjoyed after realizing that I couldn't really do much with basketball. And I started lifting when I was 16. This is when they had a fitness course in high school. And so I took that. And honestly, I took it because I needed to fill up a slot in one of my courses. But I also took it because the sole purpose of getting bigger for basketball. I wasn't really consistent at the time, and honestly, I just thought going to the gym would have just made you big gains and big muscles. Oh boy, was I wrong. As I mentioned in my last video, nutrition plays a big role in seeing gains. It's 70% nutrition and 30% in the gym. Summer of 2015, I was 19 at the time, is when I wanted to make some serious gains. This is before I went to uni. Once I got to uni, everything became inconsistent and I wasn't really going to the gym. And that's because I was a big procrastinator and I left my assignments kind of last minute. And so I had to better time manage myself, so I was able to go to the gym. But the other reason was I kind of stayed in my res a lot of the time. So what does this have to do with my condition? Well, working out is actually really good for my condition. Since my condition affects your muscles, working out keeps your muscles active, building more strength, and helps it from degenerating. Playing basketball wasn't the only problem that I had. Watching movies in the movie theaters was a hassle. I not only had to get guidance from my friends to bring me to my seat by holding onto their shoulders. We'd usually sit middle top because that's such a great place. But even so, if there's a dark scene in the movie, I would actually not know what was going on in that scene. I couldn't even play video games. My friend roommate had a PS4 and he had Fortnite, and Fortnite was a game that was popping at the time. And honestly, if you couldn't see the enemy at least a short distance, which is something that I had problems with, then pretty much you're dead because the enemy would just be shooting you. He also did have 2K. 2K was a little easier, but still a little hard to keep track of where the ball was going and who had the ball. Identifying people can be hard as well, unless you're close by to me. If you're from a distance, let's say 5 to 10 meters, and you knew me and you were waving at me, I honestly couldn't have a clear picture of who it was. Since this has affected my vision quite severely, I actually don't drive anymore and I don't have my license. It would just be a danger to people. I do believe though my vision will get better. I am eating healthier and I am doing eye exercises. So once I do feel right, I think I will go back for my driver's license. This is my story and how my condition has impacted my life. Stay tuned on next week's video on the paralysis. Peace.